All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. We got another clip here from Sav Says, and this was filmed on International Women's Day. She's going around asking college students if biological women and trans women have any differences at all. And you may or may not be stunned with the answers that you hear. So we're about to get into this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe while we watching. Now let's roll it.
Do you view trans women and women the same way?
I mean, I think if that's what they identify as, then today is a day for them.
Oh no. I mean, yes and no. I mean, I think they should be labeled the same, but I think people should acknowledge that trans women and cis women have different experiences.
Yes and no.
Yes and no. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like yes. It's like a yes
that's
and
a trick
no
question, but it's like that's a great question
That really
for
is a good
conversation.
Well, I mean, I think like the fact that like it's not just it's trans women and biological women kind of already inherently is saying they're different. You know what I'm saying? All women are different. You know, like Rihanna and Beyonce different. Same way, you know, like Caitlyn Jenner and like Do
you think Beyonce and Caitlyn Jenner are similar? Like, would you put them on? Yeah, like.
Yeah, they're both women.
I think trans women are
Lord.
women because biological gender is different. Or sorry, biological sex is different from gender. So, however you choose to present yourself, you are a woman. If you don't even have to have like any sort of gender affirmation surgery.
I think if anyone wants to be a woman, they can. I think just because a trans woman is a woman, and I do think we should platform that.
Do you think that we should be focused in more on transgender women's voices now in the modern day society and, you know, trying to uplift them more than, let's say, other groups of women in the space? What are your thoughts?
Yes, in a way, because they do go through more. Trans women are, you know, oppressed and stuff. I think they deserve, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Voice. They deserve to have the right to identify the way that they see themselves as.
I think trans women of color should be uplifted the most just because they have the most oppression facing them.
I guess assigned female at birth person,
I don't know where Sav is, what town, what state, but this is clearly just all indoctrination. They have all been affected by the liberal brain disease that is wokeness. It's flowing through each and every one of their veins.
generally have a lot more hardships just from like the way you were born. But I do think like trans femme people, it's kind of dangerous to be a trans femme person. It always has been. There's a lot of violence that trans femme people, trans women like specifically face.
If a man decided to identify as a woman, at that point, does he then become a woman? Like, what are your thoughts on how all that works?
I mean, well, it's complicated because this is like a social phenomenon, right? Because there's presenting as a woman, there's people interpreting you as a woman, there's also what you feel like internally, whether you feel like a woman or not. They're all kind of intermingled and different. That's very complex. I think in terms of like identity, if they identify as a woman, then yeah, that's it. They're just a woman, right?
Could I go identify as a white man and get me some white privilege? Is that possible? If, you know, men could just be women. This makes no sense to me. Like I said in my last Sav video with the kid who, you know, walked into the interview believing in this white privilege thing but couldn't even answer a single question as to how he has white privilege. This is a belief that these kids need to challenge. They need to really sit down and think about this. Because, you know, hey, growing up, we all thought some crazy things. We all thought some wild things. You know what I mean? I thought I was going to be rich by 18. I thought I was going to be rich by 21. You know, that ain't happened. But to get in front of this camera and say that a woman is anyone who identifies as a woman is crazy. I know they're young, but I don't understand how these young women don't realize that what they're saying undermines themselves and the experiences that they go through as actual women. No man can just say, I'm a woman, and then become a woman. It makes no sense no matter what way you slice it. Now, these people love to say that sex and gender are two different things. So you might not have been born as a woman, but gender is fluid and you can identify any way you want to. But why are we supposed to partake in this delusion that a grown man has when he wakes up one day and says, you know what? I'm a woman today. Who is supposed to actually take him serious? Declaring that anyone could be a woman if they wake up and announce it takes all of the meaning away from actually being a woman. And the craziest part to me is that it's actual women who push and back this idea the hardest. It's like lambs just happily walking to be slaughtered. I don't know exactly where this ideology will lead us. I know it's degenerate. I know it ain't gonna go nowhere good, but I'm gonna choose to stick to what I know and have known my whole life. There are men, there are women, that's it. My final point on this is no matter what ideas or ideology you choose to live by, you have to be able to defend the things that you say, you know, and calling people who disagree with you hateful and bigots, that's not a defense of your own ideas. If the thing you're saying, if the idea you're pushing, it makes no sense, then people will naturally come out and criticize it for it lacking an actual ideological backbone. And to say that men can be women if they feel like it, it just doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. It discredits what it actually means to be a woman. It discredits womanhood. It's almost erasing what it means to be a woman, to say that anybody, any man who wakes up and just feels like he wants to be a woman on that given day can become one. Women have their own unique experience in life separate to men. No man can wake up and say, I'm a woman today, hear me roar, and expect for the whole world to believe him and take it seriously. These people have been indoctrinated to believe it to be so. You know, very fortunate for the delusional ones, but reality and biology has a way of hitting back at you harder than Mike Tyson could. Listening to the way these kids talk, I think is disrespectful to actual women who go through real women problems. These kids are young and indoctrinated. I hope that one day they wake up and realize that they've been brainwashed and lied to. But until then, all I can do is pray for them. But that's it for the video, you guys. Let me know what you thought about this in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe on your way out the door. And until next time, I'm out of here. Peace.